My feelings have been hijacked. Tamara, you tell me all the time how I feel is everything, but what do I do when he said that, she did this, and this just happened in the world? Hi there, I'm Tamaradorris, and today I'm going to talk to you about what to do, how to help when your emotions have been hijacked. You know, I always say, I stand by it, I know it's true, I got the science to back it up. Your emotions are what you attract with. How you're feeling at any given point in the day, any given time during your waking hours, that's what you're attracting more of. So if you're feeling bad, you're not going to be attracting a new Mercedes Benz. If you're feeling frustrated, you're not going to call in some great clients. If you're feeling happy and joyful and grateful and all the good stuff, then you're going to attract the things that you want in your life. So nobody gets to say anymore, that happened, this happened, that happened. No, but I'm not going to leave you hanging, because it is entirely possible, not just possible, likely, that your emotions are going to get hijacked at least 10 times a day. Is that an exaggeration? I don't think so. In fact, I literally went from waking to bedtime and counted how many times I got it. And I have a good life, right? I mean, I don't have to get up and go out in the cold or drive somewhere every day. I have a good life. I work from home. I work with people I absolutely adore. I hang out with my dogs all day long. I can take breaks most of the time, whatever I want. I get to go be with cool people, do cool things. I don't have to sit there and freak out about money. I love my life. But even so, even in that situation, I still found 7 things that were worth jotting down. There were 3 other things that I just went, not worth it. So I'm going to say the average is 10. And I'm going to say if you work in an office environment, it might be 20, right? The point is that we have control over it when we get our feelings hijacked. So here's how it looks. You get up in the morning, you do your meta creation, you do your journaling, you follow all the stuff that I tell you because it's proven, not because I just made it up out of the air. And you do these things, and you're feeling grounded, and your nervous system is feeling regulated, and you've consumed your water, you're drinking your water, you're eating healthy, you're exercising. Life is good, and you feel good. You know what your goals are, your intentions, and you're going to manifest them. They're there. You can see it. You can feel them, which is important, by the way. You have to feel them. And then all of a sudden, you know what hits the fan. Someone walks in and just blows up at you, or someone calls you and they just demand all this stuff. Or you have a client who's just like, you're not even working for me, you're fired. Okay. These are what I call hijack hits. A hijack hits is something that out of nowhere, or it may escalate, I don't know, but let's just say out of nowhere, something hits your nervous system, and your nervous system interprets it as an emergency. If you're as old as me, you remember the show Lost in Space. Well, I was really little, but I remember danger, danger, Will Robinson, right? So it's like your amygdala starts sending out fireworks, like, boom, we're going to war, baby. We're going to either run and fight, or, we're going to do something here because it just hit the fan. Congratulations, you were just hijacked. You just had a hijack hit. So we got to stop that, and we can't stop it by closing out the world. I want you to really think about this. I'm telling you, you attract with your emotions, and you do. And when you're home alone, for example, it's really easy to be protected and to keep your emotions status quo. And I don't want to digress, but I will say, I know people who have a nice life, who get to sit at home and don't have to work as hard as a lot of people do, but they will get hijack hits over freaking Facebook posts. And you can see it. You can see it when you get on Facebook and people are like going at each other. Hello, you voted this way. Hello, this happened. Oh my God, you don't know anything. Blah, 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 blah. And then go look online. I clock out. I am offline after work because I don't know what they do. They just shoot tequila and find things to fight about. I don't know. But I want no part of it. So I don't even get online. I don't even look at Facebook after hours. I just don't. It's self-preservation. Think about that one. Okay. So the point being, though, when we get these hijack hits, it's not about them. This is the hardest, the number one hardest thing that my clients and myself for many years had to understand and to overcome. So I really, really hope you focus in on this and get this. It's not about them. It's about this. So you're feeling good. Someone just walked in the room and laid some sort of a mean bomb on you. And now your nervous system is out of control. You want to beat the crap out of that person. You hate life. This is never going to work. Blah, 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 blah. It's not that person. Nobody wants to know that. Nobody wants to hear that. Go ahead and scroll past me because nobody wants to know that. But if you scroll past me, then you're not going to be honest with yourself. It's not that person. It's what that person triggered in you. You, sweet thing. It's what that person triggered in you. That's what the reaction is. And yet, what do we do as human beings? We sit there and we find ways to complain about that person or that situation or that thing or that world event. And we join groups and we rally against it. And we call everyone we know. We text everyone we know. This, can you believe she said that to me? I'm going to send you her text. We do that. And what does that do? It keeps us in fight or flight. So it keeps our nervous system all jacked up on Mountain Dew, right? It keeps us like, wah. So what are we attracting when we're wah? We're attracting more things to be wah about, right? I like that sound effect, wah. It's not about him or her or it. It's about the effect and the response and the reaction that you had. And so what I always say, and you know, I work with a lot of real estate agents, so it's not uncommon that when a listing or a seller fires you, that you don't see fireworks. And you're like, it's not about that. And I realized I'm not like Pollyanna. I don't have my head in the sand. I realize if you're not selling houses, you're not eating. I get that. But I'm also helping you to have lots of fine dinners in the future. And if every time a deal goes bad, you recoil into that fight or flight and you stay there for, 30 minutes or 3 days, you're pushing all the other business away from you. So there is a method to my madness. So let's just use that example. So someone fires you and you're like, the first thing you have to do, I get, is deal with that person. Now, if it's a situation where it's happening and they're on the phone and you can't say, excuse me, I'm going to go do a little EFT, I'll call you back. If that happens, you have to just get through the conversation. But you still have the power, no matter how bad news it is, you still have the power to say, take a deep breath. And just remove all the anxiety from your voice. And then say, okay, how would you like me to handle it? Not, how would you like me to handle it? Slow. Think tortoise. Slow and low. Speak more slowly than you think you need to. Right? Think elephant tranquilizer slow. Because to you, elephant tranquilizer slow, how would you like me to handle this? May sound so freaking slow you want to pull your hair out. But the truth of the matter is, when you're all jacked up on cortisol and adrenaline, you really sound like this. This is how people know. This is how they feel it. They feel it in your voice. So if that's the case, and what you can do if you're on the phone, if you're not face-to-face, start freaking EFT. I do it on the phone more often than I want to admit. Just start tapping. Doesn't matter if you know EFT. Doesn't matter if you know all the spots. It's all over the world, all over the internet. Just start tapping. Just start tapping. I'm going to start doing tapping videos on this channel. But for right now, just start tapping. And that will take your cortisol and thin it out enough to where you can have an intellectual conversation. Another tip I want to give you is you put your thumbs right there in front of your ears and your fingers right here on your forehead. I need a manicure, don't I? And you touch here. And when you do that, do you know what it does? it brings the blood flow back. When cortisol comes into your brain and it reduces your logical thinking, it's because there's no blood flow there. So when you do that movement, if this is all you did, like, I don't want to get off on a tangent here, but like if you came across someone and they were shocked, maybe they just had an accident or something. I'm not saying move people who are injured, but if you just put your fingers there and right there and just hold it, it will help the blood flow return to their prefrontal cortex where they can think and they can remember. Okay, so it's a really good shock treatment depending on the situation. Okay, so you've breathed, you've dealt with it. Now, if it's a situation where it's an email or someone comes and goes and you have that time to recompose yourself and do a full-out EFT, dance it off, shake it off, take advantage of that. Because this is the thing. When you get a hijack hit, you are bonkers. You are not yourself. You are in your sympathetic nervous system. You have got to get back into your parasympathetic nervous system. Rest and digest, baby. That's where it's got to be. You want to run a marathon? Let's go to fight or flight. You want to beat up a bad guy? Fight or flight, right? Fight or flight. But if you are trying to conduct yourself and attract things to you and solve problems and make friends and maintain a high vibration, you got to be in rest and digest. People smell it if you're not, and they are repelled by it. It's just a fact. It's just a fact. Don't shoot the messenger. Okay? So it's never out there. It's always in here. And, in my coaching program, in both my coaching programs, and I haven't even announced the second one yet, which is not, so I have a real estate agents and then I have a non-real estate agents. Very similar, but the non-real estate agents is not for entrepreneurs. It's for anybody. It can be entrepreneurs. It can be real estate agents, but it's just an overall science of intention. And that's what we work on. And it's going to come out to September. This is 2024, so it's going to come out in September. So just maybe 2 weeks away. So yay. Okay, but beside that, it's really, really important that you maintain the idea that it's not happening to you. And what I was going to say is when you're in my coaching programs, one of my programs, we talk about how not only is it not about them, maybe you played a role in attracting it. And that's not a bad thing, because the reason you played a role in attracting it is because there's that in here we still got to get rid of. So we go way deeper into that because you have blocks. Something bad happened to you. Someone was mean to you. Mommy smacked your hand. Whatever it was, how bad or how good, I don't care. It left blockages. I hate the word blockages. It left little blocks in your blood flow, and it makes it hard for you to attract all the things you want to attract if we don't clear those out. And so we have some special methods that we do with that. But the first one I just told you about is to get it out of your system. Really, really important. And then go about your merry way. Okay, so hopefully you found this helpful. Do not let outside events hijack who you are. Who you are is beautiful. And you're only going to be able to attract at the level that you are unhijacked. Okay, so don't come unhinged. Instead, stay well, stay peaceful, stay calm. I hope you found this helpful. See my information below, and I hope to see you in the future. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.